Hello viewers and my dear students. Welcome to session 1 of problem 1, that is demo on CNC manual part programming for a basic turning profile using Denford Fanuc turning simulation software. These are all video tutorials on CNC manual part programming of turning exercises using Denford Fanuc turning simulation software. These are all offline video help files prepared by me, that is Dr. B. Gurudat, former professor and head, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Bangalore Institute of Technology, Care Road, Bangalore 4, presently working as professor at the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Nitte Meenakshi Institute of Technology, Elanco, Bangalore 64. This is what I am telling you, CNC manual part programming using Denford Fanuc turning simulation software. Now see here, before we start with the manual part programming, you should know what is CNC programming and all that. I'm just giving a brief introduction. CNC programming or computer numerical control programming is the art of programming in CNC machine to make parts. A CNC program is a text file that contains G and M codes. If you are a professional who spends most of your time doing CNC programming, your job title will be a CNC programmer. And in any manual part programming, you always come across G codes and M codes. You should know what are G codes and what are M codes. G codes are instructions to the CNC machine describing the machine tool movement. Okay, like G00, rapid traverse, coming to X, Y, that is X0, Y0, Z10 and all that. These things I tell you in detail when I'm explaining CNC lathe, CNC milling and all that. You should know G00 is rapid traverse, that is machine dependent feed. It comes rapidly to this position X0, Y0, Z10. G01 is linear interpolation, that is dependent on feed. If you say feed 40 mm per minute, that means you are controlling the speed of this, the speed of the tool. If you give G01 and it comes to X30, Y30, Z minus 0.5 according to the feed what you have given. Okay, G codes are instructions that describes the machine tool movement, but whereas M codes are instructions to CNC machines describing other than the machine tool movement. It does not relate to machine tool movement. The tool movement and all that is not given by M. The tool movements are given by only G00, G01, G02, G03 in that way. But M codes, when M codes are written, these describe other than the machine tool movement, like M03 start spindle, M04 reverse spindle, M08 coolant on, M09 coolant off, in that way. Okay. Now you see here, CNC programming can be a valuable skill set to possess. According to a survey, CNC programmers receive an average salary of 6 lakh per year and CNC machine operators get rupees 4 lakh per year after little experience. Getting good with CAM software also, HCAM or MasterCam or Unigraphics, etc. is even more important to enhance your salary structure. You will be able to create parts that are just not possible to do by manual part programming. CAM software just generate G and M codes for any complex or component. These things I've already done in my YouTube channel. Please go through this. Okay, now I'm giving you a simple example how to do the manual programming of this simple profile in this way. See here, this is the profile given and you see the dimensions and all that. As per the dimensions, you should get a profile using CNC manual part programming. Okay, this is the profile I have given, this is the profile I have given, and this is the problem I have given. Okay, now within the problem what I have said is, this is a multiple turning and multiple finishing cycle. Okay, finishing cycle, that is multiple turning cycle, means it is a pre-program. That means if you give the coordinates of the profile A, B, C, D, E, F in that way, that is using G71 multiple turning, automatically you are getting the profile because of G71, and finishing cycle it will do the finishing. Okay, now here I have told you allowance of 0.5 on both X and Z after rough turning. That means, that is what you should know here is, in any manual part programming for a lathe, it is 2 axes. This is along the axis, it is Z, perpendicular to the axis is X. Okay, perpendicular to the axis is X, along the axis is Z. Okay, that means after rough turning, this, if it is 12, it will leave an allowance of 0.5 here, 0.5 here. That means it will be 13 here, and during finishing, that 0.5 will be the depth of cut and it will be removed so that it will become 12. In the same way, 16 also, 16.5 it will be Yeah, 16.5 here, 16.5, that is 0.5 here, 0.5 here. That is after rough turning, it will be 17. And because of 0.5 depth of cut during finishing, it will be 16. In the same way, this 20 also, it will be 20.5, 20.5, that is 21 it will be. During finishing, it will be 20, 20. Because with the depth of cut of 0.5, it will become 20. That means we are controlling both rough and finish turning here. And even on Z also, if it is 10, it will be during roughing, it will be 9.5 would have been 10, 9.5 would have been done. And during finishing, that 9.5 will become 10. In the same way, if it is 20 also, it is 19.5 would have been done during roughing and it becomes 20 during finishing. These are all the things what I will be going to explain. And I have told you feed rate of so much 50 mm and cut increment, depth of cut for roughing should be 1 mm and throat for both roughing and finishing, spindle speed to be 1200 mm. Please read this problem. I will explain with reference to one program itself. See here, this is a planning and operation sheet. Planning and operation sheet. I have seen one tool is 1, tool address is T01. Rough and finish turning are the operations here only, rough and finish turning only. 50 mm for rough, 50 mm is the feet per minute for roughing, 30 mm is the feet for finishing, speed is 1200 for both rough and finish turning. See here, now I'll go for the manual part programming here. You see here, now you see the manual part programming. As I said, this is X along the X axis, that is axis it is X, sorry, along the axis it is Z, perpendicular to the axis it is X. Okay, this is the home position of the tool, the CNC home position, CNC tool home position. When it goes to the home position, it will be there. From there, the tool comes here and then it starts cutting the profile in this way. Okay, now CNC manual part programming, I'll be just explaining you now. First, see here, this is 54, you take more than 54. I have taken Z80. This is 20, I have taken X22. Billet size, I have taken more than the design given. It is 20 here, I have taken 22. It is 54, I have taken 80. For keeping something inside the check. Okay, that's why the extra material is for keeping the workpiece inside the check. The material given is X22 Z80, that is diameter is 22, length is 80, is the billet size given. Diameter 20, length 80. Now this N10, N20, N30 are block numbers or the sequence numbers. Okay, this you need not give also. Now I am giving you just from N10, N20, N30 and all that. I have just given. In the later programs and all that, I'll emulate wherever is necessary, I'll give. G21 means it is metric input it will take. That means whatever it is in mm it takes. G98 means the feet it will take compulsorily in feet per minute. G28 U0 W0 means the tool wherever it goes to the home position. Tool, let us say somewhere here in between, it will go to the home position. That means it will start from the home position. Then M06 T01 01 means selecting tool 1 with offset 1. That means you are having changing the tool to 1. That means if M06 T01 01 means you are automatically that is turret will select the tool 1 for this profile. And the tool 1 may be having a rough turning tool. In that way, it will choose the tool 1. If tool 2 is the rough turning tool, I would have chosen M06 T02 02 in that way. Whatever it is. Now T01 is the roughing tool. I have selected the roughing tool. M03 S1200 means I am setting the spindle speed to 1200 RPM. Okay, 1200. Then G00 X22 Z2 means the tool G00, remember carefully, G00 is rapid rate. From the home position, the tool comes rapidly to this position X22 Z2. You see, 20 is this, 22, it is a little more than that. Because 22, actually, the billet size is X22, no? X22 and Z2, I am little away from the workpiece. Z0 is this, and if you go along this, it is Z minus. And if you go here, it is Z positive. Okay, then I have come to one very safe position where it is not touching the workpiece. It is not touching the billet. It is X22 Z2. Then use multiple turning cycle and all that. Now you see here next G71 U1 R1 means G71 multiple turning cycle, U1 means depth of cut. Every cut, every cut it does, it is depth of cut of 1 mm, it changes. That means diametrically it will be reducing by 2 mm. Okay, U1 means, you should always know, U1 is the depth of cut. I have written here. And R1 is retract distance. After every cut here, the tool goes back by 1 mm, again it goes this way, again it comes this way and starts cutting in that way. Okay, in that way, the G71 U1 R1 means it is depth of cut of 1 and retract distance going back is 1 mm. In that way it does depth of cut of 1, retract distance 1. G71, you please understand, P80, Q130, U.5, W.5, F3050 means it is, please understand, G71 multiple turning. It is, now we are concentrating on totally rough turning. Between P80, Q130 means between the block numbers 80 and 130, that is N80 and N130, you have the program for this profile A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, between block numbers 80 and 130, N80 and N30, you have the program for this profile. U.5, W.5 is the allowance left on X and Z. As I've said, allowance left on X will be 0.5, allowance left on Z also will be 0.5. As I've said, if it is 12, it will be 0.5 here, 0.5 here, it will be 13 after rough turning, and during finishing it will become 12. In that way you are getting a better finish. This you understand, between block numbers 80 and 130 is the program, and 0.5, 0.5, U.5 means that is allowance on X is 0.5, W.5 means allowance on Z is 0.5, feed is 50 means it is operating at a feed of 50 mm per minute. Now you see here, now between 80 and 130 I have told you, as you see here, the program is between 80 and 130. Now I'll start with 80. It is G01 X12. The tool will come to A. That's what I do. G01, that is linear interpolation. That means this G01 X12 means it is a linear interpolation, means it will have a feed. Since I have not given the feed here, the previous feed only it takes. Feed 50 I have given, no. Feed 50 only it takes. Okay, since I have not given the feed here, all it will be at a feed of 50 mm per minute. X12, tool moves to point 8. Then X12 Z minus 10, tool moves to point B. Okay, G01 X16 Z minus 20, tool moves to point C. That means if you give X and Z simultaneously, it will do the taper turning. Okay, taper turning. X16 Z minus 35. Okay, 20 plus 15. That is X16 Z, I'll repeat. G01 X12 is A. G01 X12 Z minus 10 is B. G01 X16 Z minus 20. Both X and Z is, that is taper turning, is C. Then G01 X16 Z minus 35. That is X16 Z minus 35 is D. Again G01 X20 Z minus 50. That means changing both X and Z. It is tool moving to point E. That is taper turning. Then G01 X20 Z minus 50 is tool moving to point F. Then once you do this, you see here, the beauty of this manual part programming is N40, I just use G70. G70 is finishing. Whatever allowance left on X and Z, 0.5, 0.5 and 0.5 here and all that allowances will be left once you give the G70 command. G70 command you give, and you do between 80 and 130. P80 and Q130 only is the program. P80 and Q130. That means between A and F is the profile. That is what we have written between 80 and 130. Feed is 30. I have reduced the feed. That means between say 80 and 130, you do the finish turning. That means in that way, the finish turning is also done, and you are getting the profile, exact profile what you wanted. G28 U0 W0 is, it goes to the home position and it stops the spindle, and program stops and it will go to the starting position. This is the end of session 1 on problem 1. Thank you very much for watching. In the session 2, I'll give you the demo how it works on Denford Fanuc turning simulation software. Thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much for viewing. Thank you.